Good morning, everyone. It's a very beautiful and very elaborative introduction which Rachel has given. Actually, I have given all this outside to her. But thank you so much. What we are going to talk today is obviously money in Money Conference, but maybe somehow connected with energy and maybe somehow connected with the transition of economy. So before I speak, I wish that my team from Money Conference would be able to set the pitch for the day to begin the way we actually wish to begin our economies, our businesses, and our work culture. So we can have the video to start.
This, if you need it, to move your slides, okay?
Okay. You'll have to switch off the light. Thank you. Thank you so much. So, I would start with how anybody often start planning finance. I don't know how many countries and how many research associations are still discussing and still continuing concentrating on how do we take financial decisions. But in India, this decision still lies with the women of the family. It comes from our culture, and I think India has given a lot of information through its strength of talking finance. So if you'll ask me, so most critical decision in the family is taken by my mother. Not only me, but in all families, most probably our women-led. So if you want me to divide, because many of the people, they believe that the man is the most powerful entity and man can take decision. It does not work like that. It actually women who can give you an assurance that we are going for this house, or we are going for this car, or we are going for this. So the variant may be decided by the person, by the male member of the family, but whether we are going to buy a car or not a car, this house or a rented house is going to be decided by the mother, because she has to run the family. So why I have given this context is, we as a country also have to take certain decisions. That what is your priority? And if you will ask your mother, what is your priority, then after education and food and very basic things for the family, she will ask for a permanent home. How soon we can close this agreement of paying rent for a rented house? So the same, because why? Because when she is budgeting, she see the most important and most highest bill which she is getting is the rental, then electricity, then many other things. So as a country, when we plan, anyone would imagine what is your highest bill? Which bill is your biggest bill? Anyone? Electric? I could not hear you. Right. Thank you so much. You had a bad throat, but your answer is absolutely right. Your oil import bill is your biggest bill. Why I am here, why I am talking this, that is it possible to get me a mic also, the hand mic? Yeah. Why I am going to talk energy transition mandate for country to achieve circular economy is this only. It's on?
So that is that's the part where you have to reduce. If you will not reduce, then what would happen? So the context of this subject is going to eat everything what we are talking in money conference today, yesterday and tomorrow. After a lot of hard work, lot of labor, you earn some money and you add it into the GDP. But if oil prices goes up, there is a war between Russia and Ukraine is almost running from more than 14, 15 days, more than a month now, I guess, right? If they go up, we end up paying that. So what is the solution? People say there is a solution. You do this, you do that, you converse, you can translate, you can do n number of discussion happen, but at the bottom of the line, this is what happens. When you talk about energy transmission, the cost of infrastructure is very, very high. Installation of solar, installation of electric, maybe nuclear power, wind power, hydel power, any of them. So what Rachel says that my expertise in talking finance, in talking large size infrastructure project, which actually we do not have funds to cater. Imagine Dubai, imagine India. I have given you a COP26 video where all 136 countries came together and they spoke about I'll be able to transit by 2030, 2040, 2050, like that. Why not today, tomorrow? Why not a network of charging station tomorrow when you can give very high level of confidence to people to buy electric? Is the only one reason we don't have funds. The oil economy has grown over the years, 70 years, 60 years, and now we have reached on that place where we have a comfortable vending for oil, gas, everything. But can we transit into a very short period, very short tenure? That's the question. So before we move ahead, I'll come back to my discussion, what I was talking, that when your mother, when the lady of the family has to decide that how much money I'm going to save, how much energy, time and resource I'm going to put to get what? Is to get my house, is to get a solution of paying monthly rental for the house. That's 50% of your transition, 50% of your energy, your technology, your resource should be allocated to this. I'm not saying it should be, actually it is getting mandated now. Why? I have told you. If you do not reduce it, no matter what you earn from infra, what you earn from technology, what you earn from food processing, or what you earn from, I have shown around 20 sectors of economy, you will end up paying for your petrol and your diesel bills. Now, these two, oil import and energy infra. Oil import is something which is the solution, or it may work for a transition period of around 2.5 years to reach to a very concrete example of a governance, that how government has to think about it and how government has planned to convert it. And the other side, to counter this, you have to have energy infra. And energy infra has a large cost, very, very huge cost. So now the national economy has this component of oil import, oil pricing, which is not controlled by any of the country. This is a very, I think it's a myth that it is controlled by one or two or three. It is something which is controlled by itself. If you are entering into an, transition where you will not be able to justify that the demand and supply is meeting at the same point, definitely it's out of budget for any country. But when you talk about national economy of that country, where your company stands in this. So in this talk, in this next 5 minutes, I'm going to pull you inside in the conversation that your discussion, your company is in this national economy transition. Where do you stand? You may be a technology company, you may be a manufacturing company, you may be an infrastructure, or you may be an architecture company. But all together, you contribute to some of the sector that require two things. First, how do we meet that requirement? And second, what are the requirements? PPP models, public-private partnership models, energy audits, hybrid financing models, and energy efficiency. When we talk about these two, so right side of them are energy related and left side of them are the financing related. PPP model is usually a model which is derived from what you have already. So what we had in my introduction is we are converting a highway into e-highway. It does not mean we are building anything new. We have a minimalistic capex invested on Delhi, Jaipur and Delhi, Agra. The income, business and break even, whichever way you wish to see the business, is coming from what we have already existing there. And if you ask, around 30,000 vehicles every day travel from New Delhi to Agra and Jaipur as per the NHAI data. And out of these 30,000 vehicles, there are personal vehicle, there are shared mobility vehicle, and there are hired vehicle. So in that transition to translate that how many vehicle electric we wish to introduce on PPP model in the fleet is around 33 vehicle from Delhi to Jaipur and 33 vehicle from Jaipur to New Delhi. What does it mean? 30,000 and 33. Number literally is 33. If you total up all three vehicles from Delhi to Jaipur, Jaipur to Delhi and on the station, it will add up only 100 vehicles. So I'm very sure that you know the percentage. You are very, very senior guys. That 33,100 cars. It is not even 1%. And just by deploying 100 cars on the vehicle, the entire infrastructure from Delhi to Jaipur, I will tell you at least 1 minute I'll spend on what kind of infrastructure we are talking about, is reaching to its break even into 36 months. Can you imagine 36 months? 36-month break even for a business is a very, very good break even. And the utilization which we have on this hybrid financing is somewhere around 30%. And you know, national average of utilization of charging infrastructure is 5%. I don't know, I'm really sorry that I'm not putting up a right number of Dubai. What is the utilization infrastructure of Dubai if you set up a charger? It might be 4% or 5% utilization, but in India, national average as of now is 5%. And what we achieve on this is 30%. And when you have a 30% utilization, you end up reaching to your break even into next 3 to 4 years. So what I mean to see is, how does it look like from two sides? You have to convert an highway into e-highway because people are not buying electric vehicle. You know the concern, they will not be able to take that car out of the city. They don't want to buy a toy which is only circling around the city. So what does this mean? That when you are talking, it is not only the overhead wires, which Germany did. You need to think on a different note. That's what PPP model says. Germany, there is an electric corridor. All of you know, from Berlin to some nearby place. 109 kilometers. It has overhead wires. It has a different kind of trucks, different kind of buses, which keep touching the wire and it goes. It's an electric corridor. We did not went for it in India because it will require automobile industry to restructure its entire assembly line. So look at your country, look at your business, and look at what kind of transition you may propose with PPP model. Now, why PPP model? Why public is very, very important. This money conference would at least give you one takeaway, that when you're talking to government, look into their eyes and talk straight. It's your requirement. My company is only contributing to it. You might be coming from, I think there is an internet cafe, internet conference going on. Two of my partners who are part of this e-highway are in that conference. They are going to talk about 4 things, very, very simple 4 things. And these 4 are, we are going to make electric vehicle fleet, entire fleet of India, 100% theft proof. How do we do that? How do we install that is what it speaks about money. When I went to banks, that I will be needing somewhere around 500 cars and somewhere around 100 buses. Each bus costs somewhere around 1.5 crore INR. It's an expensive affair, battery buses. Cars, not less than 30 lakh rupees. Start from 25 lakh rupees. Nobody is interested, no bank was interested to fund that because of simple reason what is running in your mind. There is no business, there is no security, and bank works on these 2, collateral security and the business which you are proposing. What we told them is, I'm giving you both of them. Any of the vehicle which is driven by electric cannot run without internet also. It has to search its charger has to search it. So there is a marriage between 2 of these technologies, EV, geospatial, geotagging, geofencing. So all that tracking is going to be only concluded if we actually have a transition, if we have a SIM-enabled device. And we already, when we have this, then why don't we make your vehicle theft-proof? So first thing which we served, which we achieved, is the collateral security of the vehicle finance is the vehicle itself. And if it is well done, if it is well picked up, then definitely bank has one concern gone very away. Second is on what business model we are talking. So I don't need to explain you, already there are 30,000 cars which is running between these 2 stations. So when you are saying, when I am saying, it is no point of telling them that your cars, 100 cars will go unbooked. Definitely they will be booked every day. People will be more than happy to go in a diesel car than an electric. So moving ahead to hybrid financing is, how do we decide that the cost which is required to set up this PPP model, large cost infrastructure, and what kind of earning you can get from them. Coming back to another very important point is, do you know how much time a petrol pump, probably in Dubai it is known as gas station, takes to reach to its break-even? Anybody, any idea how much time it might be taking? The capital which you infuse to make a station, gas station, how much time it takes to reach to break-even? Any idea, any wild guess? How many years? Obviously it will not be months. 5 years in Dubai?
No, I'm talking about India.
In India? No, it actually takes around 22 months. Only 22 months. It's very less infrastructure required. And after, I think if you know the process, you got a license from government to set up a gas station for petrol pump or diesel pump. The moment you receive a license, you start getting call like the way you make a company. The way you make a company, you start getting call from people who are there for make you website, make you visiting card, make you all type of requirements and tools required. Same way you start getting call from architects. So architecture is very set up. In India particularly, I think in Dubai, in Europe also, the design, layout, what kind of size, shape, how you have to do in the civil, inside the ground, this is all set for petrol pump. So what they do is they look at the license, they convert it into an architecture plan, and within 1 month, you start vending petrol from there. Sometime shade is not done. It's still under construction, and the petrol vending starts. It reaches to break even into 22 months. But do you know what time, how many months it take for a charging station to reach to its break even? Anybody? Any wild guess? 22 years. You are very close. But I think in India, if you calculate at 5% average utilization, it is 44 years. Absolutely double. Who will invest into such business? Why are we talking energy, infrastructure, conversion, transition? Who would invest? Nobody will invest into such a business. We made two things very clear during this pilot of Delhi, Jaipur and Delhi, Agra, that we will provide three things very clear. One, what is the design, layout, safety standards, equipment standards you require to set up a charging station. So tomorrow you are not in a haywire mode, okay, I am going there, I should set up, there is a person, there is a license or not. Second, how much money you are going to invest into it and who is going to give you that money. You guys are not attending this first money conference. You must have attended a large number of money conferences, large number of investment, infrastructure, finance conferences. In each of them, you will hear one thing very common. We have 1,000 crore rupees, $1,000 million fund for energy and infrastructure. Where is that fund? Where is it? When your company require, you have to run from bank to VC to this to that. That funds is invisible. These funds need to be brought together and provided to people who are doing the setup of infrastructure. So two things I have already explained. One, there should not be any ambiguity of how the infrastructure should work. I'm only giving you example of charging station, but my work is not limited. This sector, this transition is not limited to charging station. It may be a hydel power also, it may be a solar power also, it may be a wind power, nuclear power also. So all this type of setup, the clarity of the infrastructure should be given in a public domain by the government. Second, who is going to give me money if I am going to do the setup? And third, what I am going to earn out of it. You have a very, very beautiful metro in Dubai. Whenever I come, I at least try not to take cab, 1 or 2 rides in a metro, because I love the infrastructure. I keep looking at it, that how it is improving, and a lot of it is there in India also, in Indian metro. But any idea how much time India's Delhi metro has took to reach to its break-even? It's 8 years. And metro has to do a tunneling, they have to do overhead wires, they have to do flyover, n number of things. when you are making highways, you don't have to do all this. You just have to make charging station after 100 kilometer. And what are charging stations? Chargers. And couple of food joints attached to it. When metro is reaching in 8 years to its break even, which is an extensive affair of infrastructure, energy, and setup, your highway is reaching in 36 months. So this hybrid financing is going to decide lot of your insecurities and lot of your discussions very straightforward with your government. I have shown around 13 sectors who are pro for energy, who have a technology which serves directly, indirectly into the energy, and also the kind of solution they provide is contributing on these two: energy audits, energy efficiency. When we say energy audit, then it can be your phone also. Are you willing to change to a phone which takes 20% lesser energy than what it is taking today? How many of you would say, yes, I would change to it? Tomorrow, another company comes in, they say, the energy which your phone takes or the time which your phone takes to charge, I'll reduce it to 50%. I think each one of you will agree to switch to that phone. So when you are talking energy audits, it is not only limited to this. It has your office computers, it has your laptop, it has your power plugs, it has even, it is so at micro level that it reaches to your phone. Now the last point of our discussion is energy efficiency. Technology changes manufacturing completely. It has 360-degree power to change the manufacturing. Two people who have started with same type of factory, tomorrow one person receives a new technology from some other country, and after using that technology, their efficiency, their product, its durability, it may be anything, technology has no limitation, drastically changes from the competitor. It will change. It will make him the market leader in comparison to the other person who has, both of them, they started the factory together, maybe in neighboring plots. So when we say energy efficiency, energy efficacy, then I am referring to this. Your technology has a role to change the way we transit, the way we talk, the way we illuminate, the way we speak, the way we cook. So I have seen a lot of people not understanding, not correlating their business with this. So today I think successfully I have correlated your business with this energy transition. And trust me, every prime minister, every minister, every secretary is interested to listen to you. If you are reaching to them and you are challenging one of the model. So why is called hybrid financing model? Pick up anything where you are good at it, you can change and you can suggest something which is efficient. It's our target. I'm sharing you on screen my own target. Our target is to push India on 5 trillion economy club. For this, every sector of economy has to update. And AI, IT have become vitals of our manufacturing ecosystem. Government is working on new industrial policy to accommodate realities into development. IT, AI, this you can read here. But what I can read here is a government is working on the new policy. What is this new policy? What does it talk about? It's our Prime Minister's quote. What are these ease of doing business? I represent ease of doing business division of advanced services for social and administrative reforms. This particular company does technical pilots. So whatever I have been talking as of now, and if you are getting infused with some ideas that you can bring in front of government, you will not be able to execute until and unless there is a piloting agency with you. Why? Because you will be needing a hybrid financing model, you will be needing a different type of compliance certification, you will be needing a different type of safety certificates, and then the policy intervention. So I am here to make the stage ready for you, invite all of you to talk to us, whether I think MEA is also a very good region. It's a very good area to do such pilots. And whatever is there in your mind, you can bring on. We will discuss the financing, we will discuss the policy, and we will make you part of this global transition. So to me, if I am doing this 5 trillion economy with 22 sectors, then each of them would have hybrid financing models. And not the least, thank you so much. Have a great day. I'm up for any question if you guys have.
All right, congratulations. Great presentation, Abhishek. Thank you. Give him a round of applause. And we do have a few minutes for questions, so can I see hands? All right.
Thank you, Abhijeet, for the presentation and the encouragement. It's an area which I'm really extremely interested because I worked on Jatropa, I worked on we are interested. I'm from Qatar, and we're looking at investment in Gujarat. And I just wanted to ask you a couple of questions just to, we're looking at, basically reducing, obviously, providing more efficient energy through LNG, small-scale LNG, because in Gujarat you have Morbi, where you have one of the biggest ceramic industry. And the PNG service is limited because, it serves the population. So your energy, intensive industries, that's one aspect. The other aspect is we're looking at, because LNG actually has higher range than, you can do 1,000 kilometers on trucks. Right. On an LNG tank. You cannot do on a battery. So we looked at models where we would have hybrid battery and LNG stations. In the UK, from our experience, UK just puts power places in car parks and service stations, and to make sure the battery range is covered. And UK is a small place, it's not like India where you've got endless kilometers of travel. But so what I wanted to understand is what incentives is the government giving to foreign investors, because it will be a foreign investment, and and infrastructure may not be available because the ports cannot handle LNG coming in. So it will be a smaller scale LNG project. And, and LNG generally, as far as when you look at the energy matrix, is the government open to look at other areas like biofuels, look at, the other thing I looked at for India was waste to energy. And no matter what people did, that has not succeeded, even though there's 250 million tons of domestic waste in India. And if you just look at the bigger cities, you can provide, you talked about circular economy. This is what a circular economy is. Really look at waste and, sort of productize it and use it. So, I know there is push and there is, but in reality on the ground, a lot of people are discouraged. I have financing houses in England willing to finance for equipment to go into India. But but this is something I just wanted you to...
Thank you. I think you're very right. I'm not married to any of the technology. Being a technocrat, I'm only married to technology, not any of them. So not green energy, not hydrogen, not electric, anything which reduces power and emission, it is cheaper, is good for us into mobility. If you'll ask me in electric two-wheeler, three-wheeler, you are very happy to go with the swapping. A lot of people ask me, swapping is the right thing, or maybe the overhead wire is the right thing, or a flash charging is the right thing. So a lot of discussion which has happened in this regard, in this segment, is going to give you a very clear message. What fits to your pocket is the right thing. And what fits to your pocket today is oil, is diesel, is petrol. That's why it is the right thing. Are we going to create that right thing? If I'm talking about two-wheeler, three-wheeler, you wish to reach to charging station, take out your battery, put it back in the charging hub or charging slot, take another battery out which is fully charged, put this back in your vehicle, this is good to go. This is what you have been doing with petrol and diesel. You go to petrol pump, you take your petrol, diesel and you move. This is good for two-wheeler, three-wheeler. This is not happening in four-wheeler. When it comes to four-wheeler, you cannot pull out the car battery. It's difficult, it's risky. People tried it. I've been part of the technical pilot also with IIT Chennai. We could not achieve the safety and the smoothness which you have with two-wheeler and three-wheeler removable batteries, pull in, pull out. Now to your question. Large trucks infrastructure. Actually, the corridor which Germany has made, the overhead wire, the wire is powered by the solar, wire is powered by hydel or any wind energy. This reduces per kilometer cost of the transmission, maybe less than 1 rupees in our 1 rupees per kilogram. And also the transition is moving away from the oil. It will go either on hydel, nuclear, wind or solar. Solar would be able to continuously provide power to that overhead wire. But the difficult part is same. It is costing 3 crore rupees per kilometer. What I told you, what Rachel introduced, is costing 40-50 lakh rupees per kilometer. So you can see the transition difference. Now to the green economy of hydrogen and CNG and PNG. So whichever biofuel you are seeing and the other fuel which you are seeing can be a good fuel. It is yet to come in, and it will be introduced on the higher side of the vehicle. If you are not having a good payload, you will not be able to survive with a very heavy battery in the truck. That's a constraint which truck provider and truck manufacturers has gone through. So what I would say to you is we have announced hydrogen policy this year in India to go with the fuel cell, green fuel cell, biofuel cell, and also hydrogen as a vending for these trucks. We have announced PLI scheme for incentivizing manufacturers of e-mobility, vehicle and EVAC chargers all. Third, we have started making there is an advanced program on the energy cells that has also started. All of them has a very good funding from Government of India, very smooth hand-holding and very smooth, if you'll ask me what government has to say, I would say I have everything to give you. You want land, you want incentive, you want funding, you want banking, everything, all possibilities and, permissions are one sort, single window available under ease of doing business. So that's the ease of doing business which we are providing. We have jumped from 142 global World Bank ranking to now we are on 63 in last 3 years. So can you imagine the jump which India has made from 142 to 63? And as I said, we are aiming at 5 trillion economy. We will be on the 50th rank very soon. Maybe in a year or so, we'll be reaching there. And this ranking does not only speak the framework of how World Bank does it, but also speaks a volume of your concern. A policy, a hybrid financing model, a PPP, and a technical trial. So what you are saying, I'm here. I'm in Dubai. I'm not in New Delhi. I'm here to reach you, to talk to you that you have a technology. I have an economical transition to circular economy. You come with me. I'll handhold you. For first 2-3 years, you don't worry about money, permission, land, anything. We will handhold it to you, and then we'll give it to the entire nation that you can scale up in maybe a parameter of 500 kilometer stretch, which your energy, your solution can be taken up. Any other question? I believe I answered your question.
Just a quick note. For the last 12 years, I've been working in India, in the
Okay.
waste area, basically.
Yes.
And we've been trying to convert waste into products.
I will take you to India
Yeah.
with my flight.
No, I'm just saying that our experience has been, it's been hard work and convincing people, but we haven't given up. But at the same time, we want to see the bigger picture, like
Yes.
what you're talking about
so
is
you
the bigger
saw
picture.
the bigger picture today.
Yeah.
So now you
I'm
come
just
with
saying,
me to
in
India.
reality, I want to see that. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other
Yeah,
question I would
Abhijeet,
love to take?
Thank you for this wonderful presentation. I'm Seema Sutradhar, founder of SEAM. I have a question. As you say, there is a longer period of time for break-even of the investment or when you start making profit. And also you say that there is plenty of funds available to do such projects. My question is, when you have availability of funds, what is in return that the investor is then looking from such investment? and how do they track the progress of the project?
Very nice question. I think it only can come from somebody in money conference.
Perfect question, and I think that might be cue to take that up on the coffee break. It's a great question.
I will borrow some of your time from the other session to answer her. And
Okay, you're going to
we'll
have
go
to fight the
coffee
others,
break.
no problem. I give you another minute, but yeah, great. We love
You're
this engagement.
Seema, right? Seema. So Seema has asked me two questions. One, where is fund? How it can be accessed? And how the progress or the development can be picked up, if I'm right, okay? There is no fund, trust me. If government had fund, they will not ask you anything. They will make a PSU, they will make a new ministry, they will give that fund to them, do it. It is like your mom, if she has a jewelry which she can sell to buy a new house, she will not ask for loan. Am I right? She will just reduce the billing, she will just close the rental. The fund lies with you. If in this energy transition, if you will see, there was a requirement of people to join the transition, and that requirement we served by removing 4 very basic licenses. There is a license to set up a petrol pump in India, but there is no license to set up charging station in India. In 2018, when I joined National Highway EV in additional charge, the first question we had with the government is, are you serious about this transition? There are a lot of paperwork required to own one license of petrol pump, right? Everybody agree? But there is not a single page license required to own a charging station of around 100 chargers. I own 2 charging stations recently opened. If anybody will Google India's largest charging station, you will only get my news. Trust me, because there are only 2 and both are owned by our project. We removed the license and we told them that this is a country where everyone is dying to have a petrol pump. And when you remove license, people will run after it. So the cost is sorted, design is sorted, frequency, the kind of work and income which you have to gather, it's all sorted. Even what you are going to earn is also sorted. Entire nation will be able to own this infrastructure, and this is how PPP model works. Second part of your question, the income. 36 months is the break-even period. Model is built on the annuity hybrid e-mobility. Annuity hybrid e-mobility is an inspired model from HAM, hybrid annuity model, which replaces global tenders, BOT, EPC and TOT, build, operate, transfer, toll, operate, transfer. You have select in UAE, same, toll, and there is a amount collected by each vehicle crossing that is spent on the road. This all removed by a model called hybrid annuity model. It was highly appreciated by World Bank, by Moody's, by CRISIL, that this has brought infrastructure another level. If you want an example, I can tell you before 2014, every day, Rishal, we used to make 10 kilometers road, new roads in India. After 2014, now in 2019, we make 48 kilometers road per day in India. 10 kilometers to 48 kilometers. So the models are fit to case, fit to pocket. Whenever you bring an energy and proposal that this is my technology, company, product, service, which contributes to this national transition, I am there to give you a model.
Abhishek,
Have
you're
a
doing
great
amazing.
day. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Amazing, incredible.